If you are a business owner juggling a million tasks and trying to fit content or social media creation on top of all that, you're in the right place. I've had a few questions recently about how to make it easier and more manageable to consistently create content for your business. So today I'm going to share 3 simple but really effective ways to streamline your content process and, most importantly, to help you stay consistent without burning out. Before we get into the 3 tips that I want to share with you, I think we need to have a little honest chat. The truth is that consistently creating content for your business or your brand, while also trying to run your business and wearing all the different hats that entails, is just not easy. No matter what the Instagram gurus will have you believe. Unless you really enjoy it and you thrive on it, or you have previous experience creating content, it very easily becomes one more thing on a pretty exhausting to-do list that you already have. Plus, for a lot of people, it's not simple or easy to do the actual creating and designing, or to even master the software and the tools that you need. I don't say this to discourage you, quite the opposite. I say this because I really want you to do one important thing, and that's to give yourself a break. It's so easy to feel like you should be able to churn out posts and reels every week or every day, especially when people like me do quick tutorials that make it seem like it just takes a few seconds. I script and practice and edit these tutorials to make them easy to watch and easy to follow. And I've spent years getting to grips with the tools that we use. So seriously, when it comes to this kind of content creation, be kind to yourself about it. One of the best pieces of advice I got from my own business coach, who, when I started this business, told me to choose one type of content that I thought I could reliably and regularly create, and just focus on that. He also suggested I choose a schedule that was achievable to start with, something I knew that I could manage and stick to, whether it's once a week or once a month that I post. Trying to do too much too soon is a surefire way of feeling like you've let yourself down when you don't hit those targets. So that said, let's look at 3 tips that can make this whole process easier for you. First up, let's talk about content pillars. Now, this is actually something that we go into in a bit more detail inside my Canva OS course, because it's a simple but deceptively powerful exercise. Content pillars are the key themes or topics that are central or important to your brand and business. These pillars, or what some people call buckets of content, can really make it easier to consistently plan and come up with ideas and stop that feeling of what the hell do I post about that we have all experienced when you know that there's a post or something needed that day. For example, if you're a fitness coach, 3 of your content pillars might be nutrition, workouts, and mental health. These pillars help you stay focused, and they also help you provide value to your audience in a way that's a bit more structured. So how do you identify your content pillars? Well, here are a few suggestions. You can draw on your mission and your values. Think about what's the core message behind your brand or the way you do things. Or what's an important thing that your brand stands for. You could show your audience you understand them by sharing data and insights into the problems that they struggle with. You could also build brand loyalty by letting people get to know you as a human. Maybe, like me, your pets are one of your pillars, or your family life and what that means to you, or even your favorite music. Once you've identified your pillars, you can then create a content schedule that just alternates between those topics or pillars. And then as you go about your week or your day, any ideas that you come up with, you can just figure out where it fits and quickly list that idea under one of those pillars or topics. That way you never feel lost for where to start, and you also know that there is a reason behind each piece of content. It reinforces your brand message. Content is so much more powerful when it has a reason for existing. Tip number 2 is all about efficiency and consistency. Here we're talking about creating an on-brand collection of templates. Again, this is something I talk about in my course because I've seen how much difference it can make to being able to quickly create on-brand content. Templates are a game changer because A, they save you so much time in creating, and B, they ensure all of your content has a consistent look and feel. And brand consistency is absolutely essential in building a strong, recognizable, and memorable brand. So often, the biggest time suck when creating is coming up with a design or choosing a template from Canva's millions of templates. But if you spend some time up front and create a library of even a few templates that are ready to use, it's so much easier to just quickly replace some text or some images, and you have something that you can get scheduled or published quickly, and without too much hassle or time. My suggestion would be to start by creating a few templates for your most common content. For example, if you know that every week you have to post 2 announcements about the specials on offer at your restaurant, you could try and create 4 or 6 templates that work for that. That way you can have some variety, but you can just recycle those 4 or 6 templates every couple of weeks. And they don't have to be complicated or include lots of video or animation. To make it easy on yourself, you could have simple static post templates for 4 out of your 5 pillars, and then have fun with the 5th pillar by experimenting with video and animation or anything that you want to try. But above all, make it easy for yourself to get the basics out. You can always up the complexity or the frequency later on. But to start with, getting used to that consistency is your #1 objective. But do try and make sure that the important brand basics are covered in your templates and that they incorporate your brand's colors, fonts, and logos correctly. That way, no matter what type of content you're creating, it always feels like you or your brand. And obviously this is where having a brand style guide in Canva can be really helpful at making it quicker. Last but definitely not least, once you know what you want to post about, and you have a few templates to use as a starting point, there is one productivity hack that will make all the difference. Batch create your content. Batch creating basically just means dedicating blocks of time to create multiple pieces of content at once. For example, instead of writing 1 blog post every week on a Monday, set aside 1 day to write 4 or 5 posts for the entire month. Now, I know it's not always easy to find a chunk of time in the calendar to put aside for batching, especially when you're running your business. But I promise you, if, for example, you can batch all your content for the week on a Monday, the rest of your week will feel so much easier. Start by using your content pillars that we've already talked about, and the ideas within each of those to create a calendar of what you want to post for a period. Decide on all the content pieces for, say, the next week or the next month if that works for you. Next, set aside a few hours to create all of those content pieces. Book the time out in your calendar and make it a recurring event and protect that time, because we all know how quickly things get shifted when they don't seem to be urgent. And don't try and multitask. Just focus on the actual creation for that time. Put some music on, grab a drink, go sit in a coffee shop, whatever works for you, but the focus is to just create. Batch creating helps get you into a creative flow, and you don't lose time switching from one task to another and losing focus. And once you're done with that batching, it frees up time you would otherwise be spending every week or every day trying to figure out what to post, how to create it. Batching is such a simple idea, but it honestly makes so much difference. If you're finding these tips helpful, I would really love to invite you to join my newsletter called Meaningful Creations. It's a weekly design digest with more tips like this and design inspiration, and there's no spin or false promises, just authentic me. So there you have it, 3 ways to make content more manageable to create, especially when you're running your own business. By getting clear on your content pillars, by creating an on-brand collection of templates, and by batching your content. I promise that you will save time, you'll feel less stressed about it, and you will keep your content game strong. I know it always sounds easier than it is. I'm not trying to fool you about that, but I also know that these tips will help. And I really want you to have more freedom in your business day to day and to get more joy from creating instead of feeling like you never have enough time for anything and it becomes more of a chore than anything else. I really hope this has been helpful. Don't forget to smash the buttons under the video, as the kids say, and please be kind to each other. Gods know that the world could use more kindness right now. Have a fabulous week.